time has been going by fast, period. Especially like when you're purposeful and you have so much you want to accomplish and get done, and then you have different goals. Like I said, goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals. So it's like, it at times just like creeps up on you.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, it's just the week, it's just like, man, we coming into the weekend again. So like, I work a regular job, so I work 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, off major holidays. So, but 501, Monday through Friday, Saturdays, even Sunday, I clock into my dream job. So weekends I'm off, but of course I spend more time there. But man, it's time ain't waiting on nobody.
Nah.
Nobody.
One thing that I noticed, like, because I wasn't a big, I didn't become a large schedule person until I started doing this. Like, honestly, like, doing this got me to use a schedule, or got me like using the calendar, putting things on calendar, scheduling things. Even when I talk to people, like when I talk to people, or like when I want to have a phone call with someone, I'm just like, yo, just let me know when you're free or something like that. But like, it's people use that schedule, man. Entrepreneurs, business owners, content creators, even if they do have a 9 to 5, like
still
that because you need that to keep you in line, keep you structured, keep you it helps keep you busy, but at the same time, I feel like that kind of moves time too, because you see your calendar, you see things on the schedule, and it's just like
bro, like I'm literally months out.
Yeah,
literally.
That's how it should be though.
I love that though,
because
it gives me goals, it gives me something to shoot toward, and it also gives me, like, my creativeness it comes so sharp just because of my schedule and knowing that, okay, I need to get this done, I need to make a graphic, or I need to write this song, or finish this video, like, so it all works together, like the structure, bro, like that's the key component that you got to have. So like for me, like I'm a part of 3 different teams. So I got Forston Consultants. I help my cousin out with chopping videos there. Then I got LOL with Kiki Simone. And then I'm like a show host there. So I pretty much go up there once a month, record like 4 or 5 episodes. So it'll be like weeks out of time. And then that could be like done. And then Undisputed, we do it every first and third Wednesday of the month. So it's just like I have all that, plus doing my podcast, Heart to Heart. Then on top of making sure the album's done, getting the mixed and mastered, and that in itself is a task. And then getting the artwork, and then so it's like it's so much. It's just
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like work to me because it's just something I love.
Yeah.
So like, bro, like the months that are panned out, like even just like having to make sure I have time for my friends and family, like even that has to be scheduled. Because it's like life of an entrepreneur, like people like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, well, I got this in the dog. You're always busy. I'm like, no, I'm not busy. I'm productive. It's a difference for me. Because busy, you could be doing a lot and still get nothing done. But when you're productive, you're knocking goals out left and right. Like you're killing it. So for me, man, I made myself a priority, like within the last year and a half. I really didn't make myself a priority for years, man, just because I'm always figuring out how can I serve you, how can I help, you know, I'm always helping someone else. And it's like, it got to a point where I remember maybe 6-7 years ago, it's like somebody asked me, what do you need? And I couldn't answer that. Because when you always doing other people's, you know, visions and goals and, you know, helping them reach their milestone, it's like, okay, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
What are you called to? Like, you can't neglect and negate what God given you. So one of the things, like, in this season for me, God has literally showed me, like, do not neglect your gift.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you're gifted at, like, I want to be exposed to where everything is exhausted.
Yep.
Like graphic, host, comedian, producer, rapper, actor. So it's like all these gifts, like God is pulling out left and right. And like everything that's been happening, bro, I have not chased. Literally. I have not chased, man. It's just like God is just, God put you on my heart. Like, would you want to be a part of this? Yeah. Like if COVID wouldn't have happened, like I hate I hate that what happened far as with people whose lives were taken from it,
Yeah.
and just people who got really sick from it and still battling, like trying to get over that hump of just feel some type of normalcy. But it helped me to seek God more. It helped me to like really get into places, get direction, to get vision.
Yeah.
And really work on myself and make sure I give my put my best foot forward like every single day. Give them the best version of me. Like, I'm no good to nobody if I can't be good to myself.
That's true.
I can't help nobody if I can't help myself. So I have to make sure that I'm like in a healthy space.
Yeah.
And like my peace is like my priority.
You were talking about your schedule and being months out in your schedule. So, and when I was doing the show, I booked a lot, did a lot of booking. Just I want to see what you think about this. What you think about this strand of thought I had.
Okay.
I booked months out, you know, and some people were just like, oh, it's too far for me, stuff like that, and that's fine. I didn't mind it, but I knew that I did not want to have to worry about guests because me and my wife are doing this. It's just two of us, man. And we're doing everything, which is fine, no complaint.
Welcome to the one-man band club.
No complaint. But I said, I don't want to have to worry about guests.
Yeah.
So when I had my guests booked out, and like, we started this in 2019, and so like, I had 2019 booked. You know what I'm saying? But once I had the guest, it was like, okay, this person's coming, whether you're ready or not. So you have a week to get ready. So we made sure that we were doing things because we had the guests, so we could relax on that.
Exactly.
Now I could focus on where we're going to be
things.
at. Other things, yeah. So it freed me up to focus on different things. But as I was doing that, I was like, you know, I was thinking about what people were telling me about that's too much or, you know, that's too far in advance. And I was like, well, if we're talking about other shows, like by the time you start seeing footage, they're done shooting.
Exactly.
And they book out in advance, and we're talking about booking people. And I was just like, well, I plan on being around.
Yeah.
And so it made me think, like, if you plan on being around, you need to plan for that time. You might not put it on paper, or you might not do, you might not like start moving to different areas, but you get a general idea and what you can book out.
Right.
And then, but you have to make plans to be there. If I plan on being around in 2021, 2022, I need to have a plan for 2021, 2022. I might not be moving into an execution phase of it, but you know, have an idea.
Your thought process.
You're thinking it out. You may have like sidebar conversations like, hey, are you interested in this? Is this interesting? Okay, well, we're gonna dump back around because I'm getting some things in order. But so I guess like, you know, how do you feel about that? Or like, how far do you go when you're talking about your planning? Like, is there such thing as like planning too far?
No, because I feel like those who tell you not to are the ones that really can't do it. Like, I feel like some people project their fears of what they can't do on you. And so my thing is just like, okay, let's say Tyler Perry, he has a dope sitcom. He has a dope movie he wants you to be a part of, but they're not going to start shooting till next year. You gonna turn it down just because it's so far out? you know, it's like, it's kind of like calling. For me, it's just like I don't understand. Like, you have to plan out. You have to plan and map out. Yes. Like, you have to have a game plan. Yes. Just like how you got to have a strategy and plan for your personal life, you got to have a strategy and plan for your business. Like, you got to have a 1-year goal, 3-year goal, 5-year goal, like even 10-year goals. Yeah. Like, if you're looking at bigger, like, dreams, bigger visions, bigger goals. So my thing is like, bro, like, what I've learned, I listen, I internalize, but I still move forward with my gift. I still move forward with what God set the vision to be. Yeah. Like, that's your vision. So they can't tell you how to run your vision. That's true. Yeah. Like, you can take all the wisdom and that, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, for me, it's like, man, people will project things on you that they can't do or that they were afraid to try to do. Like, you're about 2 years out. So let's say that you're 2 years out. you got all these big wigs and all these big companies. They're shooting within 3-6 months period. Like they may have 1 month of vacation, then they're shooting the next season right back into that. So it's just like, in order to keep up with the longevity, to keep up with the consistency, and making sure that, okay, these actors are here, you gotta look at different people's schedule that's kind of cross. You're like working, and so they're on a movie, they're on TV shows, so it's just like, there's nothing wrong with scheduling that far out. Yeah. I would rather be prepared to schedule far out than just trying to figure out day to day, like what I'm gonna do. Like, no, this is time out for that. Like, this is that day is gone. Like, you have to plan out months and months ahead. So for me, I'm a huge planner. Like, I have to do that. I didn't start becoming a huge planner till about 2013, 2014. I've been doing this for since 2006. So about 14 years coming up. So it's like, I'm seeing how God's elevating and opening more doors in bigger situations. And that's only from preparation and propelling and being consistent in my planning and making sure that, you know what, okay, this is what goes on throughout the entire year that I want to be a part of. So I put that on my calendar. Boom, 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 boom. I plug everything else in with what I want to get done. So next weekend, I'm going to be in the studio. I'm going to be on my mixing and mastering session. Then I'm prepping for the Eddie Awards. So then after that, then going to Fort Myers in July. So it's like, you have to plan and prep, because if not, you'll stay stagnant. Yep. You have to, because you don't have nothing to look forward to. So what are you doing? Because these days are just by the snap of the finger, they're just going. Just going, just going, just going. Time ain't gonna stop. Life ain't gonna stop. So you can't stop either.
And I think that going back to the size of the production dictates how far we plan.
Exactly.
So like, and people got to understand that. Like, when you're watching these shows, these sitcoms, these movies, that movie was shot last year sometimes. Sometimes 2 years ago.
2-3 years, depending on how big the project
depending
is.
On how big the project was. Lord of the Rings, they dropped that, I think, in year intervals, I think. But they all shot that back to back to back.
Like, just getting
it. That's how it was shot. And then you're not even talking about editing.
Making changes. What if they have to reshoot a
Reshoots.
Scene?
Like
or put some B-roll, something else in place of what was originally there.
Those are productions. And for me, I respect what I do. You know, not to say that people don't, but I respect my craft. I respect me, and you perfect it, and you do that calendar, that schedule. It holds you accountable, because we had you come in this day. We scheduled you this day. You agreed to be here. We put it on calendar. So whatever we have to do, my wife and I have to do, to make sure this goes, because it's coming. So you prep for it, and then it also keeps you consistent with putting out the content too, because now you have it, and now that you have it, you're gonna put it out. But if you try to do it day to day, that's a lot of work. Shoot it this day, then I'm gonna drop it this week, then shoot it this week, and I'm gonna drop. That's a lot.
But that's also that's unorganized too.
It is.
Like, that's just like going with the wind, going with the flow, because I don't have a plan. I've been to that stage too.
Me too.
Sometimes I still visit that sometimes. So like, I did a new single called Bust a Move Right. And that song came from a place of stagnancy. Like, I was just when I started this album, I did 6 records within a month. I'm talking about written, arranged, recorded, just waiting to get mixed and mastered. And there was just this period of just brain fog. It's just what are you doing, bro? Like, you just sitting on stuff, So it was kind of this was 2019 when I did a record called Shut It Down. And I mean, it was ready to record.